Hi, welcome to another episode of Rearview Pixel, the YouTube channel where we delve into the past of digital, mainly compact digital cameras, maybe not so old digital cameras, maybe not digital cameras at all. But today is definitely a digital camera, and it's a fairly old digital camera. It's the Canon SX100, which I believe was the first in the Canon SX range. Came out about 2007, 2008. I should have checked, shouldn't I, before I started making this video. But it was around about that time. One of the first, if not the first, compact, almost pocketable, you've got big enough pockets, I guess, digital cameras with a 10 times optical zoom. Though maybe there were some, maybe it's not the first, but it was pretty close to being the first. I know the first 8 megapixel camera with a 10 times optical zoom was the Nikon Coolpix 8800, which I also have here, but that's an episode for another day. Anyway, the Nikon came out in 2004, late 2004. This 3 or 4 years later, or about 3 years later. So 8 megapixels, 10 times optical zoom, small enough to fit in a big pocket, maybe a jacket pocket, probably not skinny jeans pocket, but compact enough and portable enough to carry around, and good for a travel camera, or if a camera you just, if you want to carry a small camera, it's not going to take up too much space, it's not too much bother. And obviously the compactness, with that 10 times optical zoom going from 35 to 350 in 35mm equivalent, makes it a lot easier to carry around than a digital SLR with a 200mm zoom lens or 300mm zoom lens. I got this camera about 3 or 4 months ago, maybe more. I haven't really looked at it until today. I originally wanted to get the Canon S100is, which was a 10 times SLR. It was more of an SLR-like shape, which came in out in about 2003. There was 3.2 megapixels, 10 times optical zoom, and had a swivel screen on the LCD screen on the back, and plus a eye viewfinder, digital eye viewfinder. Anyway, I received that, and the pins in the compact flash card slot were bent, so I sent it back. Got replaced with a S2is, which I believe was 5 megapixels, and was it 10 or I think it might have gone on to 12 times optical zoom by then. Anyway, and it took an SD card. Anyway, that camera just didn't work at all from what I remember, so I sent that back. And the chap I bought it from, he was very good. He said, okay, what would you like as a replacement? Offered me a few options, and seeing as the first camera I was after was a Canon with a 10 times optical zoom. One of the options was this Canon SX100. So I said, yeah, I'll have that instead. Anyway, I received it, and it's just sort of been sitting on the shelf for however many months. But now I'm thinking of giving it away. A friend of mine wants a camera, so I'm probably going to be giving it away. So I thought, well, before I give it away, I might as well take some pictures with it and do a video. At least then I'll have some memories of it, and I'll have had some experience with it. I wasn't really expecting much. And one of the reasons I hadn't used it is there's not really fungus. I don't know what there's some sort of mark in the lens. It doesn't look like fungus. Maybe it's the lens coating coming away from the lens, or something, or dirt that's got in it. But it only seems to affect when shooting into the light. So you get a bit of lens flare, and sort of dust spots that show up when shooting into the light, which sort of put me off using it. But anyway, today I took it to work, took a few pictures around the shopping centre I work in, went for a bit of a walk across the road and took a few more pictures. And to be quite honest, I was quite impressed. For one thing, the autofocus seems very fast. For a camera of that age, it's fast, it seems pretty accurate, more accurate at wide angle. When you're fully zoomed in, sometimes there's a few misses. It doesn't seem to quite focus properly all the time, but it's still pretty good, and when it does focus it seems sharp. A bit of fall off on the edges, it's a bit, but then again that could be, like I said, there is something in the lens which could be affecting the overall sharpness. But unless you zoom in and sort of pixel peep, you don't notice really any any sort of fuzziness at all. So I'm quite impressed. I'm very impressed actually. It's quick, powers on pretty quickly, takes pictures quickly. You can take pictures, the refresh rate is very good. The video's not bad. I just took a couple of small video clips. It's 640 by 480 VGA, but it's not, it's fun. You sort of get VGA and you get VGA. Some of it looks awful, and some of it seems acceptable. And it's a 35 to, as I said, 35 to 350, which is giving you a long range, going from a wide angle, useful wide angle, to a very useful zoom. And I know a lot of purists, for lack of a better term, like their compact cameras, like the Fuji X100, whatever, with whatever letter behind at the end of the name, with a fixed focal length lens. I think either 35 or 28mm, whatever they come with. Which, I'm not saying they're not very good cameras, and the results are very good. But I do enjoy a zoom on a compact camera. I know it's probably not, the quality's probably not the best, but it does offer you a lot of flexibility, and you can get shots, you can isolate people, you can isolate buildings. You can also give you depth. You can get depth of field using that zoom. And it gives you that flexibility. You can use it, wide angle for your scenery, general shots. But then if you find yourself in a game reserve or something, 10 times zoom's very useful. So it's a good all-round camera. It's a camera you can get now. There's plenty available second-hand at a very reasonable prices. There's also the later models. There's a SX110is. I think there's a 120. I'm not exactly sure. I think there's a 150 as well. I'm not sure if there's a 130 and 140, but there were several models very in similar design to this, and then they came out with a smaller. The SX range switched to a smaller, more compact body. But it still holds its own. So if you're looking for a decent camera that's good for lots of situations, for holidays, general photography, possibly street photography. It's got, like I said, the manual override, so you can go up to a 15th of a second, so you can be sort of a bit creative with long exposures. You've got aperture priority as well. So yeah, there's a lot to offer with this camera. Anyway, that's enough for me. Yeah, I'm actually going to be sad to see this go if I do give it away, which I probably will. But I'm glad I've, taken a few pictures with it and experienced it. It's probably a camera at the time I probably wanted, but it was probably too expensive, and I had other cameras, so I couldn't justify the outlay. But yeah, maybe if I do give it away, I'll buy another one. Anyway, take care. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. And I'll see you in the next episode.